Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook and Meta. And yeah, we did a video the other day talking about how, well, we did multiple. We talked about one, they're supposedly getting rid of the fact checkers, and two, they're definitely reversing all the DEI stuff, including the tampons in the men's room.
Yes.
And now we got a couple of things going on here. Zuckerberg says he's going to lay a bunch of people off at Meta, but he's going to do it based on performance. Imagine that.
You mean like it's been done for long time?
Pretty much since the beginning of the employer-employee relationship. Yes, if you are a low performer and you do not bring value to the company, you get cut. You're the first one to get cut. That is almost always how it has worked.
Your checkboxes don't save you. Sometimes seniority save people, but you know it always should be merit based.
I just think this is wild that this is a headline. Like, you look for Facebook news and the headline is, oh my God, guys, have you heard the latest? Facebook is going to fire people who don't perform.
So they're mad about no tampons in the men's room, and Facebook's firing people based on the low performance.
Yes, like every
So basically, if you're on Twitter all day, X all day screaming, or on Blue Sky now, Blue Sky all day screaming, you're not doing your work, you might not have a job.
Let's talk about this, and then we're going to talk about how I guess apparently people are leaving Instagram and Facebook in protest of Zuckerberg, who has become very red-pilled lately. Like, I mean, they just flipped a light switch on this guy, and he's just like, yeah, we're right-wing now, bitches.
It just reminds me of like somebody who's been like, this is what happens all the time. When you're oppressed for something so long, when you finally get free, quote unquote, you go overboard. Like, for example, I had cousins who weren't allowed to have sugar. Like, the whole time they grew up, they weren't allowed to have sugar. So when they finally were adults and were allowed to have sugar, they went crazy on the sugar and got really, really overweight for a while because they were free. You know, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. And people are like, we don't care, but that's what it reminds me of.
He looks like a guy who is... I mean,
picture, he doesn't look very happy.
No, now you look at him. He's got the early '80s fro going on. He's got the gold medallion. Like,
apparently, he's beating up his friends.
He's punching his friends for fun.
Yeah.
He's taking the tampons out of the men's room. He's telling the diversity hires to get out of here. We're not doing this anymore. We're not going to censor people. We're fire the fact checkers. He not only fired the fact checkers, but he didn't give me any heads up. And he's like, yeah, we're moving to Texas. We're moving the fact checking to Texas. I'm like, damn. I mean, one trip to Mar-a-Lago is all it took. So let's talk about this before you get into any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com. Check out our merch. Support the reef. We're looking at some options to bring the reef to YouTube. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, this is coming from the Washington Post, which is dying. Democracy dies in darkness. Well, so is the Washington Post. And they said, yeah, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg warned employees on Tuesday the company is planning to push out low performers faster, a move that will lead to thousands of job cuts and a layoff that could affect 5% of the company. Zuckerberg says he has decided to raise the bar on performance management as the company forges ahead in building out new AI-powered services.
There it is.
Oh, God.
There it is.
And immersive devices, according to a memo. So this is God, I was just talking about this on X earlier. Everything seems way shittier since the pandemic. Like, nothing works right. Have you noticed that?
Yes. I noticed it mostly because you keep screaming about it all the time.
Nothing works.
It's true. Nothing works.
Basic shit. Basic customer service. Basic getting a human online, right? Companies that before the pandemic, you could always get a human and troubleshoot and get your problem taken care of. Now you get the runaround. Now you have to go through the AI chatbot first.
Well,
and then you might get India after that.
Yeah, it's like jobs and stuff too. Like, if you don't have the right resume for the AI, it gets kicked out. Yeah. My mom was in trouble when she had to go to a doctor or something. She called and left numerous messages and never called her back. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But when he's saying about raising the bar for performance management as he's talk about AI, is this going to be like a John Henry situation?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, John Henry, people were like, oh yeah, John Henry fought back against the steam machines. I'm like, yeah, John Henry died.
He won.
He won, but he freaking
died.
And do you not know the story? But that's what it is like, yeah, you're trying to fight against the machines, and it's going to be hard. Meta confirmed these new policies are going to lead to a dramatic staff cut, trimming back 5% of the company's workforce. They did this again. And I think this is because of Elon Musk, because he went into Twitter, fired half or 3/4 of the company, and the thing still worked. Right. So they have a lot of bloat. Mm-hmm. These idiots were out there posting on social media, not just at Facebook, but all these other companies. Look at me. I'm taking a 3-hour lunch and drinking cocktails on the company.
Yeah, here's our, therapy room and my wine machine.
Our safe space and,
our screaming room. And
whoa, what's the streaming room?
Screaming room.
Oh, screaming room. I thought it was the streaming room.
No.
Screaming and streaming room. That's on OnlyFans.
But did you see this part though? Which is one good thing is they said that they're gonna be told by February 10th who's going to be cut, but they're going to receive a generous severance.
Okay, well, he's basically like, look, sometimes companies will do this too. Like, it's cheaper to just pay somebody to get the hell out of your company than it is to go through the hassle of trying to find a reason to get rid of them. We had a manager at the one company I worked at, and everybody just walked. I mean, he was supposed to be the VP of whatever, and everybody just kind of stepped over him. They stepped over him, and even the CEO would step over him and go to other people directly. Like, I can't get anything done because this guy is just but he had a contract, so they just bought him out. They're like, it's makes more financial sense for us to just pay you to get the hell out of here than to keep you here and have you cost us more money.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. Anyway,
yes.
But they said they're going to backfill the jobs, so they're not going to replace people.
Yeah.
They're basically trying to cut down the number of jobs so they can give it to AI. And let's be honest, that's what's going on.
Yeah, but the thing is that Facebook, if you've been to Facebook lately, it's turning
not as bad as you keep saying.
I don't use it that much.
I do. It's not as bad. I mean, it's not like it used to be, but it's not as bad as you keep spinning it.
It's bloated.
It's bloated for sure.
It's unusable. You have Facebook open in Chrome, and it just slows everything down.
That is true, but it's not the ghost town you keep making it out to be.
Well, I don't interact with anybody, so they're probably not talking to me because I don't really care. But a lot of people might be leaving now anyway because they're all like, "Oh, Zuckerberg's alt-right now."
If he hadn't done that, they'd probably running over to where he is because they were doing the Facebook Shorts, which is very similar to TikTok, and Threads, it plays through. And yeah, so if he hadn't gotten red pilled, quote unquote, people would probably be flooding to Facebook.
Yeah. This is interesting, though. Yeah, Zuckerberg and Meta often manage out the people who aren't meeting expectations over the course of the year, but the company will do more extensive company performance-based cuts during this evaluation cycle. The Meta CEO added the company won't push out every low performer, especially if it feels optimistic about their future. So, I mean, again, just like any company, you can have somebody that might be a diamond in the rough. You might be like, okay, this person's not great now, but I've seen
glimmers of
hope. There's some potential here if we could just get them to do XYZ thing, or maybe if we explain their duties more clearly or something, because you can see something. Because a lot of times for them to get hired, I mean, I don't know about now because now they're just looking at your race and your gender and whatever to hire you, but historically it's there's something on your resume or there's something in the interview that we saw that made us want to hire you. And even if you're not meshing, there are stories before about people that worked for tech companies and they would come in and they'd be like, yeah, they didn't really fit with the team or whatever. So they would put them on a private project and they excelled. They just didn't work.
They weren't in the right place. And it could be right. Your team you're on, they're treating you like shit or something. There's could be many reasons. You don't get along with your manager who's setting up to fail, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah. Everything
is changing so fast. Just everything is, I mean, even this morning I did the video about Diamond Comics and that kind of everybody saw it coming. But in the media space, I don't think we have ever seen this much change this quick within months. I mean, just months. It was a slow build up to all the DEI stuff and the bloat and the...
Yeah, but when did it shift? Yeah, we all know when it shifted. I mean, it was already starting to, mostly because companies are losing money and places like Disney and studios were losing money. But then at the election happened, it just really went fast.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Oh, Trump's back. Okay, yeah, fuck this shit." That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
But we don't have to play that. But we don't have to pretend anymore. Okay, yay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're done. We're done playing.
That's
this
what
game.
the vibe I get.
Yeah.
But if they're thinking they're going to go over to like, a place like Red Note and it's going to be better, they're going to be in for a rude awakening, especially the groups that are screaming the most about the changes.
Yes. The TikTokers that are screaming the loudest about TikTok getting gone are the liberals who are going to make their ideology front and center of their accounts.
Good luck with that.
And it's not going to fly on Red Note. Like, China doesn't want to deal with your shit.
Good luck with that.
They don't want, China doesn't want your woke shit. China doesn't want your woke shit. China doesn't want your woke shit.
Okay.
Hopefully
people got that. I was saying, people got that reference. I got it immediately, but I wasn't
we've
sure.
We've seen Rudolph many times.
We've talked about that before. Are we going to wrap this up?
Toys.
Anyway, are we gonna wrap this up?
We're going to wrap it up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.